All right, so are you ready for a deep dive?
Always up for a deep dive. What are we looking at today?
Today we are diving headfirst into the world of luxury real estate.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, so we're heading over to Mississauga.
Mississauga, nice.
Yeah, to check out a penthouse that's listed at a cool $1.8 million.
$1.8 million? That's a serious penthouse.
Yeah, so the big question is it worth it?
Right. What are we getting for that kind of money?
And that's exactly what we're going to find out today.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
I'm talking panoramic views.
All right.
Not one, but 2 parking spaces.
Whoa, hold on. 2 parking spaces?
2 parking spaces.
That's rare.
Yeah, and one is even oversized.
In this market, that's almost unheard of, especially for a condo. You're right, that is a luxury.
Yeah, and we're talking amenities. That sound like they belong in a 5-star resort.
You had me at 2 parking spaces, honestly. This isn't just about square footage. It's a statement. Mississauga real estate. Here we come.
Right. It's like they knew we were coming for this deep dive. They were like, all right, let's get these guys.
They curated this place for this episode.
Exactly.
I like it.
So this penthouse, it's nestled in at 25 Kingsbridge Garden Circle.
Okay.
In a building called Skymark 2.
Skymark 2, okay.
Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, Skymark 2. It was developed by Tridel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're known for their, high-end builds.
Yeah.
High quality, very reputable. And the location itself, it's actually quite strategic. You're close to those major arteries, the 403, the 410, 401, all right there. And transit is super accessible, right? But the real kicker, they're developing the new Huron-Ontario LRT line nearby.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that.
It's a game changer.
That's going to be huge for the area.
Huge. That is going to impact those property values significantly, so keep an eye on that.
Yeah, prime real estate, just like the listing suggests.
Absolutely.
Speaking of prime, those lake views.
Oh, the lake views. Those are always a coveted feature.
Yeah, they keep mentioning these breathtaking lake views, so I'm really curious to see what those look like.
Yeah, it's that perfect blend. You get urban convenience, but then you have that escape. Looking over the lake every morning. Can't beat it.
I know. I'd be very happy waking up to that view every morning.
I can picture it now. Morning coffee, sunrise over the lake. It's idyllic.
Yeah, that's the life. Now let's step inside this penthouse, shall we?
Okay, let's see what we're working with.
We're talking 2,680 square feet.
Wow.
3 bedrooms.
Okay.
3 bathrooms.
Getting bigger.
And 10-foot ceilings.
Okay. See, now we're talking.
Yeah. Can you even imagine that much space?
That's the kind of space where you need a map to get around.
Right. Honey, where's the bedroom? It's down the hall, past the library.
Exactly. But it's not just about the space at this level, right? It's about the details, the finishes, and the listing doesn't disappoint. Hardwood floors. We're talking 8-inch baseboards, a small touch, but it speaks volumes.
Oh, yeah. Details.
Yeah. They've thought of everything. Granite countertops in the kitchen, of course. And get this. Are you ready? 2, count them, 2 walk-in closets in the primary bedroom alone.
Wow, I can fit my whole wardrobe in one of those.
This is curated living. This is a certain lifestyle.
It's giving very I have arrived vibes.
Precisely.
And I am here for it.
As you should be.
I'm all about those small touches. Like they mentioned a separate entrance, which I'm telling you, game changer.
Very practical, especially if you've got guests coming and going or maybe a home office setup. Keeps things separate.
Exactly. And a gas fireplace. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Cozy winter nights, fire going.
I'm getting warm just thinking about it. Maybe a good book, a glass of wine.
Right. Sign me up. But you know what really caught my eye in the listing?
What's that?
The terraces.
Ah, yes. Outdoor space is essential, even in a penthouse. What did they have? A balcony, a full terrace?
Some terraces.
No way, 2 terraces. Okay, now we're just showing off. What are the views from each?
One overlooks the city skyline, and the other one, you guessed it, those amazing lake views.
The best of both worlds. City lights at night, peaceful lake in the morning. I can see why they're asking $1.8 million now.
Right. Picture you wake up, you have your coffee out on the terrace with the lake views.
It's like something out of a movie. Although I guess if you can afford this place, your life probably is a movie.
Exactly. Private chef comes out, makes your breakfast.
There you go. But you know what's interesting to me? It's how they've taken those classic luxury elements, your hardwood, your granite, and they haven't just stopped there. They've incorporated those things that modern living demands, that separate entrance, multiple outdoor spaces. It's smart. They're anticipating the needs of a buyer who wants it all.
They want it all, and they can probably afford it all.
Exactly.
And, they say location, location, location.
Yeah.
But I think we can both agree that with luxury properties, it's more like amenities, 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 right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, because we're talking about a lifestyle here, right? It's not just about having a roof over your head. It's about having everything you could ever want right at your fingertips.
So let's dive into these amenities, because this is where it gets really juicy.
Okay, hit me with it. What does $1.8 million buy you in terms of perks?
Well, for starters, a full gym.
Okay. Standard, but good to have.
Right. But not just any gym. We're talking top-of-the-line equipment.
Okay, I like where this is going.
And get this, an indoor swimming pool.
Whoa, 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 hold up. An indoor pool in a condo, that's next level.
I know, right? You could be swimming laps while gazing out at the city skyline.
That's a selling point right there. I don't care who you are. Sign me up.
And if swimming isn't your thing, maybe bowling is more your speed.
They have a bowling alley.
They have a bowling alley.
Okay, you're just messing with me now.
I'm dead serious. This place has a bowling alley.
Okay, I'm officially impressed.
I'm already picturing myself challenging the neighbors to a late-night strike-off.
Right, imagine the bragging rights. Oh, I just bowled a perfect 300 last night in my building.
Yeah, no big deal. Just another Tuesday night. But it doesn't stop there. We've also got a hot tub,
Of course, a hot tub, essential.
naturally. Party rooms for all your entertaining needs.
Okay, starting to sound like a resort now. What's next? A movie theater.
Don't tempt them. And last but not least, a rooftop terrace.
Okay, that does it. You had me at rooftop terrace.
So you can soak in those lake views while soaking up some sun.
I mean, it's one thing to have all these fancy amenities, but, the question is, are they actually any good?
That's a really good point. Because having a gym is one thing, but if the equipment is always broken or the pool is always overcrowded, it kind of defeats the purpose, right?
Exactly. It's all about the quality and the upkeep. You don't want a rundown bowling alley in your luxury penthouse.
So how can potential buyers really assess these amenities? I mean, do they just have to take the listing's word for it?
Well, the listing will obviously highlight the best features, but you have to look beyond the glossy photos and the marketing jargon.
So what do you recommend?
I always say, talk to residents if you can. Get a feel for the building's community. Find out how often these amenities are actually used. Are they well maintained? Are they always packed? Or are they like ghost towns?
That makes sense. Because you want to know what you're getting yourself into before you drop $1.8 million on a penthouse.
Exactly. And that brings us back to our $1 million question, or rather our $1.8 million question. Is this penthouse truly worth it?
Right, because we've seen the photos, we've heard about the amenities, we've drooled over the lake views, but it all boils down to this. Does it all add up to $1.8 million?
That's the $1 million question, and it's a complex one. To really answer it, we have to consider a bunch of factors.
Like what? Give us the inside scoop.
Okay, so first, we've got Mississauga's overall market trends. Is the condo market hot right now? Are prices on the rise? Or are things cooling down?
Right, got to look at the bigger picture.
Exactly. Then we zoom in a bit and look at comparable properties. Have similar units in Skymark 2 or nearby buildings sold recently? And for how much?
So you're playing a little real estate detective work.
Exactly. It's all about gathering clues and putting the pieces together, and we can't forget about the developer's reputation.
Right. Tridel being well-regarded has to count for something.
It absolutely does. A good developer means quality construction, good management, and potentially better resale value down the line.
Okay, so we're looking at market trends, comparable properties, the developer's track record.
And then, of course, there are the unique features of this specific penthouse, those 2 parking spaces, the terraces, the sheer size of it all. All of that contributes to its market value.
So it's not as simple as just looking at the asking price and saying, yep, that sounds about right.
Not at all. It's a much more nuanced calculation than that.
So for someone like me who wouldn't even know where to begin with all this real estate detective work, what are the key takeaways here?
Okay, in a nutshell, this is a high-end unit in a very desirable location. It's got top-notch amenities and the potential for some serious appreciation.
But there's always a but.
The price is steep, there's no denying that. But in this particular market segment, and with everything this penthouse offers, it might not be as outrageous as it seems at first glance.
So what you're saying is it could be a good investment for the right buyer.
Exactly. Ultimately, whether or not it's worth it depends on the buyer's individual needs, priorities, and of course, their budget.
Because $1.8 million is a lot of avocado toast.
Yeah, you can say that again.
It's a good thing I'm good at my job,
Now,
right?
talking about real estate, I thought you were a natural.
If I had to rely on my real estate skills to be able to afford a place like this penthouse, I'd be in trouble.
You'd be back to renting.
What's it say? I'd be brushing up on my roommate wanted ad skills.
Well, finding the perfect place, it's not just about the money, though.
Right.
It's about, knowing what's important to you and then seeing what lines up with what's out there.
Exactly your priorities.
I like that. So, okay, let's say, hypothetically speaking, of course, I suddenly come into $1.8 million.
Okay.
And I want to invest it in a property. Obviously, I'm not going to buy the penthouse because I don't have that kind of money.
Sure.
But say I did.
Okay.
What are some things that a buyer in this category might be considering besides the whole, can I fit a bowling alley in the living room?
Right. Because that's important, of course.
Of course, that's a given.
Yeah, you got to check the bowling alley situation. No, but for people who are looking at this level, it actually goes beyond a lot of the features.
Okay.
We're talking about the feeling that a property gives you. What does it represent in terms of your goals, investments for the future? What does it say about your lifestyle?
Lifestyle, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
So the whole package.
Yeah, because this penthouse, it's not just a place to live, it's a whole vibe.
Exactly. It's selling an idea.
Yeah. But I'm curious, what makes certain features worth more? We've talked about these parking spots, for example. Yeah, the parking.
How much of a difference do those really make in the grand scheme of things?
I mean, you've got to remember, parking in Mississauga, it's not a joke.
Right.
Especially if you're anywhere near the lake, it's a premium. So having 2 dedicated spots, especially with one of them being oversized, you're easily talking tens of thousands of dollars added to the value.
So it's almost like an investment in itself.
It is. It's a valuable asset. It might not be as flashy as a swimming pool, but trust me, it matters.
Yeah, that's the kind of insider info that I need. Makes those parking spots seem a little less like a luxury and a little more like, just common sense.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to have someone who really knows the market on your side.
Right. Someone who can guide you. So for our listeners out there who, like me, are now daydreaming about what life would be like in a luxury penthouse, what's the one big takeaway from all of this? What should they remember?
Okay, so whether you're thinking about buying a fancy condo or just, interested in this whole world of luxury real estate, remember, it's not just about the price tag. It's about figuring out what's valuable to you, what you're getting for your money.
It's about finding a place that feels right.
Right.
Like it speaks to you, even if that means you're not living in a penthouse.
Right.
Maybe you decide to buy a castle and hire a court jester who also makes pizza.
Now that I could get behind.
Right.
Yeah.
So there you have it. We did it. We took a deep dive into the world of a $1.8 million penthouse in Mississauga. We talked about the what, the why, and the most important question, is it really worth it? Huge thank you to all of you for listening in and joining us on this wild ride. But now we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Head over to our social media. Let us know. What are your non-negotiables in your dream home? We'll be checking in on the conversation. Until next time, happy house hunting.